Hey, OPC, Tammy here with this month's Cadillac Tower class, Opposites Attract.
Welcome to OnlinePilatesClasses.com, the most supportive Pilates-loving community across the globe. Enjoy new weekly classes from our amazing teachers. Download the OnlinePilatesClasses.com app today.
So, opposites attracting. Yes, the Paula Abdul Scat Cat song. I don't know. But it does help us a lot thinking that way when we're working on the Cadillac and the Tower. Throughout Pilates, but especially here, you need to be aware of what's anchoring to what's reaching, what's holding you, and what is allowing you to twist, rotate, lift up, move down, move springs. You are in direct contact with the springs here, and this is the time that it's going to tell you where you are initiating movement from. And we always want to be very mindful when we're on equipment and we're so close to the springs that if something doesn't feel right, when in doubt, leave it out, try the modification, build up to the control, and you have all month to play with this class, and we'll be making connections all along the way. So you don't need anything extra for this month's class. If you have something that is essential to when you work on your Cadillac or Tower, by all means, add it in. So the exercise that makes me think the most of opposites attracting is the push through. Everything about the push through is happening on this end and that one and up and down. And so let's start there. Let's start with an info push through and to just see where our body's at today. Might be on a different place when you do this in a different day. And I like to make sure at first that I can indeed reach my heels to the poles and then pull back a little bit. Hands coming through to our push through bar, just one spring is on. And just as I pull my shoulder blades down my back, I'm just listening to where things are. I can see my legs wanted to roll out because they weren't turned on yet. And as I reach back with the curve of my body, I'm reaching my heels into the pole, finding how this curve feels here, using my lats to push down and through and seeing how do things feel here. Things feel really tight. And coming back and in. Now as I go up, pulling the heels back, reaching up out of the hip sockets, seeing how that is going. Okay. And here, let's go ahead and take one hand off and reach around. Mindful of where are your feet on the poles? Is a hip lifting, shoulder lifting? Do you feel like you have the same amount of reach from side to side? So I'm going to stay a little bit here and we're going to do a side bend, which we don't often think of adding to our push through, but this is a great place to do side bend. See where that is? See where that is? And now I'm going to take this around and through here for this sort of saw. All right. I'm nowhere near that. Bend the knees. I can touch the pole here. Can I do a little bend and extension? Okay, there's some mobility happening there. Let's see when I go to the other side. All right, I can touch the pole on this side. And back to that bend. A little reach. A lot more control on this side. Okay. We'll revisit this push through as we continue along and see how the body is responding to all the great work we add in. We're going to start standing today, so come on up. Always mindful of poles all around you. You only got the one head, so we're going to try not to dent it. As I'm coming in closer to my push through bar, what I'm looking for here is that I can see my toes are not sticking out on the other side, my hands in the center, and I can comfortably push the bar down. So adjust your position if you don't think you're in a great spot. I'm actually going to start with my feet in parallel, and we're going to begin with a releve. So as I push my hands down, I'm reaching my heels up. Talk about opposites attract. Hands are going down, lats are going down, legs, body going up, and trying not to pitch myself forward or rock to make this happen. I am totally in control of this vertical movement the whole time. Now I'm going to take my hands out to the wider parallel position, and we're going to go into a squat. So as I reach here, I'm trying to make sure that my toes and my heels are all touching the ground, touching the bed at the same time. And I actually feel like I'm a little close. So I'm going to back up. Feet are hip distance apart. And now let's see. That feels better. I feel like I have a taller spine. So normally when we do squats, let's try for 6 more. When we do squats, we have a tendency to let that booty get so far behind us. This is more like doing footwork on the reformer because we get to have a much longer spine. We have 4 more here. Feeling the chest go up as your body is going down. And here we are in our last 2. And be mindful that you're not pulling back on this push-through bar. Okay, here, we're going to stay here. Now, as if you were doing long back or pelvic lift, let's do a curve of the lower body, scooping up, but seeing if you can keep the head at the same height. So we're not popping up too much. You're going to lift a little bit, but that's okay. 1 more. And we're going to let that curve bring us all the way up. Now we'll take our feet into Pilates first. Heels are touching. Keep that B nice and small. And let's see if we can do our releve with an arm press here. Hands are hovering towards that center line now and pushing down. Elbows are more to the side now. And try to feel those triceps squeeze when you take your arms straight. We want to follow through all the way. 3 more. And 2, and 1. Hands will go back out to the wider position. And now when we do our footwork, we're turned out. I'm going to keep my heels down because it is a really great stretch for the Achilles. And trying not to let those buns get behind me. They are in one continuous line from my spine. 3 more here. And 2. And 1. So let's stay here. So instead of those pelvic curls going forward, let's try isolating the hips. Talk about opposites. Here we go. I'm going to pull my right hip up because I'm contracting the abdominals and the obliques on my right side. Do you feel the stretch on your left? Now go the other way. Left hip is up as I lengthen the right. So I'm either creating distance between my hips and my ribs, or I'm shortening the distance between my ribs and my hips. Definitely some opposition going on here. 1 more each side. And I know it sounds so funny to say, but try not to turn it into a dance where the shoulders start helping you too. Really want to just isolate in that spot there. So let's stay here. We're going to do a little bit of what I call a standing swimming. So I'm going to take my feet back, find that parallel position again, and just where that bar is a little bit active, it's going to stay there. And I'm going to see, oh, I have a ceiling in place. So I'm going to go back a little further, and I'm going to bend the knees. So I'm almost now in like a bird dog position. And where can I lift the arms to? Alternating from side to side, keeping the abdominals in and lifted, keeping the shoulder blade going down my back, and 1 more each arm. It's very slow swimming. So in this one, as you notice, we didn't put the thumb on the underside because we weren't really using the bar in a place of support. It wasn't in a place that can hit us. So everything else, though, we like those thumbs on the bottom. Okay, we're going to do a standing bicycle. I love this so much up here. So you might already be at the right distance back, but we'll see. We'll get you lined up. You want to be pretty close to the edge. Please be mindful you do not hit your head on your side rail there. And in terms of how far back to be, I tell people to bend a little bit forward from the hips and the waist. Bring the hands to the push-through bar, and if your elbows are very bent, take a little bit more of a step back. We're going to be taking 1 foot off the side, and you should feel like it's easy for you to move this leg back and forth without hitting the machine that lets you know you're in the proper alignment.